What is going on, guys? Welcome to this video. This is the old KTM300. Thought I'd give you a look at what it is. Going to do a couple of modifications. When I bought the thing, it was mint, but the guy I bought it off obviously does a lot of hard enduro, so he gave me all his old plastics. He got a 2024 model, so he wasn't going to be using all his old plastics, heap of other stuff that he just gave me along with the bike, obviously for a little bit extra money. But we've got the one gripper seat cover. These things are freaking wicked, and yeah, I put all the old plastics and stuff back on because obviously all I'm going to do is go smack it around in the bush anyway, and I wanted to keep them mint. But I'll put some photos in of what it was like when I bought it. It was absolutely freaking awesome. Had 34 hours on it when I got it. I've got about 38 hours on it now. Even the pipe came with a brand new stock pipe that had not even been scratched. He gave me his FMF Gold series that's a bit dinged up, so I whacked it on because now I don't have to worry about smacking it up. Even as far as the covers, he had aftermarket ones on it. These stock ones had like never even been ridden. Even the stock wheels and tires, he had aftermarket wheels and tires on it that he had from another bike. He had aftermarket forks. These forks hadn't even been ridden on until I bought the bike. These tires and wheels never ridden on until I bought the bike. Yeah, these cases never on the bike. These foot pegs even, he had Raptors, so these foot pegs weren't even on the bike. You know, so a lot of this stuff has only been ridden by me. I was nearly gonna buy some case savers to try and save the cases. It's had frame savers on it since new, so like it's just, yeah, it's mint. But anyway, I didn't end up buying case savers. I just figured you got to stop somewhere. I'm gonna plan on putting a fair few hours on this thing. I'm gonna do my best to keep all the stock stuff mint. That's why I put all the old stuff back on it. But I mean, at the end of the day, put a mint stock pipe on it, put the mint stock plastics on it, put some good tires on it. How much further do you go? So we're going to be doing a couple of mods. I put these on last night, got rid of the stock KTM ones, which mount to the perches. These were just the cheapest wraparound guards that I could get off MX Store to suit. I'm very much not too stoked with the fitment. They do not fit that great, particularly this right hand side one. Not super good, but I mean, they do the job. They were cheap, so they'll do whatever. Obviously your bark buster type ones that mount a lot further down towards the bar clamps are much better, but hey, like I said, these do. First thing I did when I got it was move the bars all the way forward. I also ride with my bars rolled up pretty high because I am very, very tall, so quite a tall bloke. The one things we are going to be fitting today is some low pegs, some Fastway drop down pegs, just like we put on the WR450. For us tall guys, they that makes quite a bit of difference, obviously having that drop down peg. So a lot more room for rider triangle, a lot more room from your feet to the seat, which is helpful for tall riders. I've also got some swing arm protectors, so he ran swing arm protectors the whole time he had the bike, so I'm going to put swing arm protectors on it as well, try and make sure that swing arm stays nice and protected. Of the 34 hours it had on it when I bought it, it was only like 77 Ks or something, or 72 Ks, so that gives you an idea of hard enduro. 34 hours and like 70 something Ks, so you know, it was hard enduro. As you can see, got dicks on the fenders. Really important that they're there. One of his mates got him at a race, so it doesn't bother me at all. I could not care less. So they can stay there, basically. But anyway, the only plastics that are on it that are still the mint ones from new now are these fork guards. So I bought some aftermarket ones to swap out. I'll put these with the rest of the plastics to try and keep them really mint and tidy, so that, you know, when it does come time for me to upgrade or sell the bike, I've got all of that mint stock stuff to go back on. And same thing, I can pull off the swing arm protectors and the frame protectors then, and it'll put the stock pipe back on, and it'll be schmick. So I just drew the line at the engine covers. So apart from that, we've got an AXP bash plate. This AXP bash plate has been on quite a few bikes of his before he let it go on this one. Apparently it's done Romaniac, so that's something cool. So AXP bash plate, it's got full TSP head and ECU. It does have an aftermarket rear spring on the shock, but the shock's stock valving. But yeah, so TSP, aftermarket head and ECU, which I'm stoked to get on the bike, if for nothing else, just for the fact that they're tuned a bit more rich on the oiling side, which is just a bit safer. So it's got the medium comp insert in it at the moment. It did come with the low comp one as well, which I it had in my head I would put that on, but after riding the bike a little bit, I'm actually quite happy to leave it the way it is. It didn't come with this, but I did put it on as soon as I got it. It's the TSP map switch to switch between the two maps that are in the ECU. A lot of people like the guy that owned this bike, who are very competent riders, obviously don't usually worry about that sort of thing. A lot of them don't worry. The map switch does come stock on the Huskies. and all KTM Husky gases do have 2 maps loaded on the ECU, whether TSP or stock. It's just that only the Husky come with the map switch. But I installed the map switch, super easy install, and it makes a huge difference. I'm really happy with it. So even with the medium comp head insert, with the map switch set on the second map, very forgiving, very nice to ride for me with my bung elbow, and really happy with the bike. So it's still got a 12-tooth front sprocket on it, obviously being hard enduro, geared up 12 and 50 instead of 13 and 50. Once again, something I thought I would really want to change, but after riding the bike and how well it tractors and how easy it is just to put it in second gear and just tractor it everywhere, I'm actually really happy with the gearing the way it is. So that's probably going to stay as well. So just a few key aftermarket upgrades that I'm going to do just to make it a bit better. So we're going to do swing arm savers, new pegs which have dropped down and back, and then we're going to pull these radiators off. We've got a thermo fan to go on because he kept his fan, so I've got to put a thermo fan on it, and I've got some radiator braces to go on as well. So just a couple of little key upgrades to keep it safe, good for riding. Righto guys, I've drained the coolant. The radiator braces that I'm putting on are these Cross Pro ones, cheapish on the market. I mean, all I'm trying to do is keep them straight, that's the main thing, and it looks like they're going to do exactly that. I've already got this side on, and as you can see, they're sort of just a brace for the radiator. It's not going to stop it from bending back. There's nothing to brace back against anything, but it's just like a cage for the radiator, which is at least going to stop it from getting real skewed and bent up too bad. This is only the second KTM I've ever owned. I did own, might have been a 2011 250SXF, but I've had mates that have had KTMs as well, and I've always been super impressed with KTMs about just how easy they are to work on. I've owned a heap of Japanese bikes, more than you can poke a stick at, but I've always been really pleasantly happy and surprised with how easy KTMs are to work on. Like, to get to the point where you got the tank off to get at these radiators it's hardly any time. It's awesome. So the fan I'm putting on here is this one. So I know everyone's watching this is going to be what they're going to say. You can just put a factory KTM fan on it. The relay's already there, the plug's already there. I already know that, and that is actually the kit that I ordered. The kit that I ordered was a factory one. There's a spare relay here for a fan. There is a plug there ready to put it in, and then the ECU controls when the fan turns on. That's what I ordered. However, the supplier accidentally sent me this one, and it has a thermatic controller and a temperature gauge in it, built in. As you can see, this is what it looks like. So obviously it's not what I ordered, and these are actually quite a bit more expensive than the kit that I ordered. So I did email the supplier and told them, hey, you've ordered the wrong part. It doesn't bother me. Obviously I can set it to whatever temp I want, which is awesome. But I said, you know, this is a lot more expensive than the one that I ordered. Do you want to swap it over? And they pretty much said, if you're happy to run it, just take it as a win and roll with it. So I did the right thing. I'll let them know. Obviously I own my own online business, online store selling parts, and I know that I would appreciate if I accidentally said something out to someone that was worth twice as much what they bought. I would appreciate this sort of the heads up and the opportunity to rectify the issue. But anyway, they didn't want to, so this is what we're running. But it means that I do have to wire in individual power to this fan. It's pretty simple. All I need is fused power to plug into that plug, which I'll actually cut the plug off that because I'll use a little Deutsch 2-pin, a DTM2, nice little waterproof plug that's easy to work with, and I just got to wire a fused power circuit straight down to the fan, which is going to be pretty simple. So obviously the stock fuses are all mini fuses, so I would like to get a mini fuse inline mini fuse holder for the fan. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. For now, I just want to get the fan installed on the radiator and the other radiator brace on and get it back together so that it's back together. So we'll start with that. So that's the plan. And yeah, at the end of the day, if I wanted to, I could always unplug the actual controller from the temperature gauge. Could unplug the controller, put a 2-pin on that, and then just wire that to the ECU control and put the relay in, and the fan would still be controlled by the ECU. I just get a free temperature gauge, but I figure I may as well just use it as it was intended and run the temperature gauge. Otherwise I've got to buy a KTM relay, which is like another 30 bucks that I don't need to spend, so may as well just do this. Righto guys, so unfortunately with this fan setup, the back braces don't fit on this side, so this side I've put the brace on anyway and just run the front to it. Still gonna be better than nothing, but yeah, it's only the front 2 bars on that side. And unfortunately we don't have a mini fuse holder, inline holder here at the moment, which means I'll have to get one tomorrow. So unfortunately I can't wire it up just yet, but I'm going to replace this plug because I don't have the other end of it with just a Deutsch DDM2. So I'll probably just leave it at that for now. There's no point in rushing trying to get the pegs done with the time I've got left today, because I'm not taking it home tonight, obviously. I'm going to leave it like this until tomorrow when I can finish the wiring. So yeah, there's no point in rushing the install of other stuff. Actually, I might do the... Alright guys, so got the swing arm protectors on. Got the 4 orange fork protectors so we can save the still in really good condition stock ones, but the rest of the stock plastics to put on it later on. So yeah, put all the stock stuff back on later on when I want to sell it, which is awesome. And yeah, swing arm protectors. So the bike also has, from the old owner, a disc guard for the rear. It is beat to crap, but still does the job. Again, I don't really care that things are beat to shit. I don't really care too much what it looks like. I'm in it to go and drag it through the bush anyway. So I did buy steg pegs because I've had steg pegs on a bike before and loved them. However, what I didn't realize was steg pegs on these KTMs actually block air filter access. So obviously KTMs have toolless air filter access through this panel, and the steg peg actually covers this area, which makes this no longer toolless. So I don't know if I need them that bad that I want to deal with that. You know, being the 300, the whole reason I got it was because of my arm, was because it's a really manageable power delivery for me. So I'm not sure that I particularly want steg pegs bad enough to have to deal with that. So I'll sleep on it, I'll think about it, but anyway, this will do for now until I can get some more stuff to wire the fan up. Righto guys, got my DDM2 on the fan. I've made my little wiring loom up, which is very simple. Mini blade, same as the ones that are in there, so I've got spares on the bike all the time for the fan, which is wicked. And I did have to tape that because the heat shrink just didn't close up enough, and I wasn't going to cut it off and do it again. So nice little patch loom, easy done. Fan, yeah, and I can put the tank and all that stuff back on. And then we'll look at these pegs. All right, we're all installed. I put a 7.5 amp fuse in it because I think they only need a 5 amp, but the spares are 10, so I can use them if I ever need to. 10 amps is still not really enough to cause much of a drama, I don't think, but it's all tied up, all plugged in. We're ready to get back together. Rightio guys, so as you can see from those little clips, they're down about 15 and back about 10, which I just jumped on and just stood on it, and it does feel way different, which is awesome. So all that's left is to chuck some boots on and adjust my gear and brake levers. Hopefully the brake can come down enough, we'll have to have a look. And some fresh graphics to finish it off. Fresh graphics kits, nice ass now. Righto guys, got my quad lock mount up there, ready to go. Not bad, should be pretty good. And on some mate's advice, I've removed the steering stops out of the frame. A few of my mates that do a lot of hard enduro told me to boot them, get rid of them. So apparently nothing really contacts, doesn't hit anything, just allows you to turn real tight. So that's what I've done. And that's pretty much it for this thing. So now we'll just ride it and I'll let you know how it all feels. Alright guys, so another thing I've been meaning to do, which I'm going to do, is make a grab strap for the back. Might even make one for the front. So obviously you can buy these, they're about 30 bucks each I think. I didn't want to pay that much. We used to be communications riggers, and when we did a lot of the NBN rollout, they actually gave us one-time use slings for landing NBN cabinets on plinths on NBN sites. And a lot of the slings we were like, well, we're going to keep them if we're only do these them once, we're going to take them home. So I cut one of them up. So I used a hot knife to cut it, and then I just got the map torch and used a bit of brake line and just got the brake line real hot to just melt some holes in it. So happy days. And I'm going to bolt this to little sub-frame bolts there, and yeah, free, pretty much cost nothing grab strap. There you go, that easy, and cost me nothing. So bolted to those with some nice big washers. I decided I'm not going to bother making one for the front, because unless I make it so that it can come around the fork and bolt back to itself, which would be fine, that'd be you know, fine, but it just would look ugly and be annoying. The only other way to do it is to bolt it to the triple clamp bolts, which I just would rather not to. I'd rather not do that, to be honest. I'd rather leave them. So rear one will do. If you need to pull the front, grab a fork tube. Yeehaw! So Rex and I are going to knock off early today and go for a bit of a ride. We'll drag Rex through some of those really tight trails that he's yet to ride, because obviously we've only had the one bike and I'm the one that's been riding with all the other boys that know the trails. So Rex has yet to go through the real tight ones. Took him for a ride during the week in the morning through some of the ones closer to home. Had a good time. That was just a quick half-an-hour burn before work sort of thing. We're going to go for a decent ride this afternoon. I'll take him on the ones that are a bit further from home, which are a bit more gnarly. So yeah, that's pretty much all the mods I wanted to do to this thing, apart from just wheels and tires and tubes and mousse and stuff like that, and a few other things that I'll be experimenting with as I sort of ride some more gnarlier and gnarlier stuff. You know, as far as actual bolt-ons, modifications, and protection, that's all I really wanted to do to it. It's, you know, it's where I want. I might actually put a decent bar pad on it. We'll see. Just don't want to smack my head on that thing. But yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much all I wanted to do to it. Got my rad braces, my fans installed and working. Got all the protection I need. Got my low pegs. We're pretty happy days. Got my strap. It is kind of amusing to me that there once was a time when I was racing, you know, motocross and enduro and stuff when I was in my late teens, where I had to be on the best of everything. Had to have the best everything, the cleanest everything, and now I'm literally riding around on a beat to shit bike with ass on it and dicks. It's mildly amusing to me, and I couldn't give a shit. So about the only other thing is, you know, when I do eventually get mousses and better tires and start riding with some mates and some really gnarly stuff, I will end up going like front disc guard and a few other things. But for the riding that we're doing at the moment, the rear one's the most important. Don't particularly need a front, it's not that gnarly, and you aim and point with your front wheel, so I feel like it's a lot less likely to get damaged than the rear disc. So but anyway, that's pretty much it. So eventually front disc guard. I've got some other wheels which I just got to pick up, but yeah. Also guys, I should probably add that I have decided that I'm not going to bother with the stegs. I'm not going to bother steg pegs. You know, I plan on riding too much. Like at this stage I still plan on riding before work most days. So to put that many hours on a bike and have to be doing air filters that regularly, I'd rather not have to deal with the pain of having steg pegs. And I figure the more hours I put on, the better rider I'll get, the less I'll need them. So that's pretty much my plan, is just to get better and hopefully not need the stegs. So if anyone's watching this that has a 23 KTM, to my understanding they should fit all of them. It shouldn't matter whether it's a 250, 350, 450, 500, 300, 250, 200 or 150 or whatever they are. Like, I don't think it matters. I think they fit all of them. So if anyone wants them, shoot me a DM or something. Sell them to you cheaper than brand new. Well, yeah, never fitted, just opened. guys, so yesterday afternoon Rex and I went for our first little ride since we did all those modifications, and both of us are stoked. So the pegs, you can definitely feel how much lower your center of gravity is through the bike. A lot more grip, a lot more load on the rear wheel. Feels way better to ride. Rex really likes the Stegs. Helps out heaps with the big 450 and the power delivery of that. I'm still pretty convinced that I'm not really going to need mine, so I'm going to try and sell them. But yeah, absolutely wrapped on the foot pegs mostly, and how much difference those things make. And then obviously all the protection stuff is just protection stuff. But anyway, cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.